Anna Levy, can you hear me? Councilor Levy?
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5. That's it.
Good evening. Welcome to the Lawrence City Council meeting. Today is Tuesday, April 5th. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2022, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person in the council chambers and remotely. It is at the Zoom link, and also you can see this through our digital platforms, including the Lawrence City Council Facebook page and the Lawrence City Council YouTube page. Please, clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilor Levy.
Present.
Councilor Dela Cruz.
Present.
Councilor Payano is absent. Vice President Estela Reyes.
Present.
Councilor Rodriguez. Absent. Councilor Del Rosario. Absent. Councilor Selena Reyes. Absent. Councilor Infante. And President LaPlante.
Present. Will you please rise and join me in a moment of silence?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Council, I'm looking for a Council, I'm looking for a motion to approve the minutes from February 15th, 2022. Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion made by the Vice President, seconded by Councilor Infante. Discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Selena Reyes. Absent. Councilor Del Rosario is absent. Councilor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Estela Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Payano is absent. Councilor Dela Cruz.
Yes.
Councilor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion carries. The next, Councilor Rodriguez, will you please ask for Councilor Rodriguez's attendance?
Rodriguez.
Present.
I'm looking, councilors, for a motion to approve the minutes from March 15th, 2022. Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion made by the Council Vice President, seconded by the Councilor Infante. Any discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Levy.
Yes.
Councilor Dela Cruz.
Yes.
Councilor Payano is absent. Vice President Estela Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario is absent. Councilor Selena Reyes is absent. Councilor Infante.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion carries. At this point, we have public participation. Public participation is for 2.5 minutes. At the 2-minute mark, the bell will ring, giving you a reminder that you have to finish up your comments within 30 seconds. Please do not address any specific council, but as the council as the whole. And with that, and please give your name and address for the record. First person this evening who signed up is Tom Duggan. Mr. Duggan. Our council rules prohibit these kinds of disturbances during what we really want to make the meeting run smoothly. I hope you can understand that, and we don't want to take time away. Mr. Duggan.
Thank you, Mr. President. Councilors, I'm a little disappointed that some of the councilors aren't here tonight. We were hoping for a vote tonight, and maybe we'll get lucky and at least Councilor Pavel Payano will come, or maybe Councilor Del Rosario. I'm here tonight because TMF, the Movement Family, is a group of young kids that go out every Wednesday night and they feed the homeless. And at a time when our politicians at the state and federal level have meetings on how to solve the homeless problem, and never actually get to it, these young people went out and decided to bring people a sandwich, to bring them a blanket, to set up a place where they could come and they could eat once a week. And right now, where they're feeding the homeless is over on South Broadway at the end of the Falls Bridge. But there's no overhang. So when it snows, when it rains, we still do it, they still do it, but it's raining on the food, and it's snowing on the paper plates, and it's a lot harder to get them to come when they know they're going to be sitting out in the rain eating. So we have much fewer people who are homeless that are hungry that come on those nights when it's raining and snowing, because they don't want to walk through the rain for half an hour or so to get there to only sit outside and eat. So we're asking that through the mayor's office and through the council, if TMF can go back to the Buckley Garage. We have a written agreement with the city, with the mayor's office, that for the 3 hours that we're there, at the end of the 3 hours that we're there every Wednesday night, that it will be cleaned. We will make sure that it's clean. It's cleaner than it was when we got there. We got the insurance to make sure that if anything happens, the city is covered and there's no lawsuits. We sat down and we went through what the city attorney gave us as to what was required, and they've done everything that was required. They're asking for a 2-year permit, and I was asked earlier tonight why 2 years. It's because TMF is working on getting a building, and the time frame that we have on the funding on the building looks like it's going to be about 1.5 years to 2 years. We didn't want to ask for a 1-year permit and then have to come back next year and do it again with the possibility that the council would say no the second time, and we'd have to move again one more time before we got a building. So that's why we're asking for the 2 years. It is a temporary permit so that we can use the Buckley Garage on Wednesday nights from 8 to 11. Thank you.
Next speaker is Jill, and I'm going to butcher it, Stackelin.
You did well. Thank you. I also gave a handout to what I'm about to say to all the counselors. So thank you, counselors, for taking time to consider and vote on TMF's return to the bus station.
Could you have your address, please, for the record?
I'm sorry, Oak Street, Methuen, Mass.
Thank you.
Thank you. I stand before you tonight, joined by the youths of this great city. Over the past 4 years, I have watched TMF grow on Wednesday nights from a small table of food to a few donations, and a few donations to a full family dinner with the oddest bunch of relatives you could imagine. I would say TMF's way of serving less fortunate is unique. However, it's what you do for family. You eat together, you share hand-me-down clothes, you play board games, you sing karaoke, you pray together, and you clean up when you are done together. Most importantly, you build communication and trust with those struggling and try to guide them towards a better path through rehab and other services. Anyone representing TMF will always sit and listen. I have watched the community leaders attend the dinners. Greater Lawrence Family Health Center has partnered with TMF on many occasions, especially during the height of the pandemic, to ensure the homeless were healthy and vaccinated. Lawrence Police, Fire, and first responders have all attended dinners in support when we have lost a family member to addiction. It was truly heartwarming to see the police, fire, and ambulances attend the memorial mass we held for Harmonica Joe Hurley. Joe would have been overwhelmed with the love. He believed in TMF. TMF has helped bring awareness to the homeless community to many students in Lawrence and the neighboring communities. We have shown groups such as Central Catholic, Tewksbury, St. John's, North Andover, track, football, and lacrosse teams, and Austin Prep that the less fortunate are not a community to be feared, but they are a community of brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, friends that have taken a wrong path and need help to find their way. Through this, we have also shown these future leaders that Lawrence is not a city to be feared, but a city of caring young adults wanting to make a difference and help change the world and change the stigma of addiction. You have tonight before you a bunch of young, impressionable, bright minds that have endured the wrath of Mother Nature through rain, snow, bitter cold nights, and the horrors of the gas leaks, which closed the food pantries and the dining facilities for days, the COVID pandemic, and quarantines, yet nothing has deterred TMF from our Wednesday night dinners. We ask that you please help put a roof over our heads While TMF continues to grow as a 501c3 and is a strong advocate for the addicted and homeless community. We welcome any partnership or groups that
Thank you.
with the same focus to join us on Wednesday nights.
Thank
I
you.
have one more sentence.
Thank you.
Yes?
Thank you.
No?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next speaker is Brenda Rossi. We have a very full agenda this evening. And if everybody asks for a little bit more time, we're never going to get out of here. Clerk, would you please call the council attendance for Councilor Reyes, please?
Counselor Selena Reyes.
Ms. Rossi.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Brenda Rossi, and I reside at 127 Chester Street. Inquiring minds want to know the following. 1, if city council meets at night, why do they need 2 spaces up front in the city hall parking lot? 2, on that same vein, why does the mayor need a space up front? And 3, why do city employees have to park in the city hall parking lot, leaving no spaces for residents to do business inside the building? Let's address items 1 and 2. If such spaces are needed, they should be at the far end of the parking lot. Those 3 spaces up front should be reserved for our veterans who come to the Veteran Service Office and handicap. They should not have to walk from the back of the parking lot or even the street. Now, the employees should be parking at Buckley Garage or any other parking lot but this one. It is not fair that if you need to do business at City Hall, you have to drive around multiple times before a space has opened up in the lot or on the street. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The next speaker is Mr. Molly. Name and address, please, for the record, Mr. Molly.
Humayun Mali, 53 Chester Street. Good evening, honorable members. We, the Laurentian, are proud of this councillor and our mayor to support our homeless. We all appreciate your vote yes tonight. We need to show as a best citizen of the city of the immigrant, we support TMF and our homeless. Please vote yes, use of the Buckley College, Buckley Garage for our homeless and to support our homeless in our city. In this important year, Lawrence Police has done excellent job to protect our citizens. We demand of you contract for Lawrence Police. We need to declare September 13 each year the day of the police appreciation. Million thanks to our DPW workers and their leadership and the union. Our citizen demand from Honorable Mayor DePena to support and vote yes in this historic night in support of the homeless. We are proud our public school by impeccable leadership by Honorable Superintendent Cynthia Paris moving forward in this important collective bargaining. We demand the best contract for Lawrence teachers. Lawrence, the best city for our immigrants. We have to show we are the example of compassion for the homeless. We support, we are united to ask you, please vote yes in support of homeless. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Mr. Rich Russell.
Good evening, councilors. My name's Rich Russell, 34 Cross Street. Those of you that know me know I like old music and also parodies of some songs. Well, here's a parody of one that has some Lawrence overtones into it. These are the times that try men's souls. In the course of the city's history, the people of Lawrence have rallied bravely whenever the rights of citizens have been threatened. Today, a new crisis has arisen. Lawrence City Hall, better known as Lawrence City Hall, is attempting to put a burdensome issue on the population in the form of no City Hall parking. Citizens, hear me out. This could happen to you. Let me tell you the story of a man named Rich, tragic and fateful day. He put his auto excise tax bill in his pocket and went to pay it at City Hall. Well, did he ever pay it? No, he never paid it as he was forced to park at the senior center and head across the common on a rainy day. He's the man who couldn't park at City Hall. Why couldn't you park? You may ask. It appears that there are too many city employees and city-owned vehicles parked in and around City Hall, including the City Hall parking lot. Tell me where the people with business at City Hall are supposed to park. Me, on a rainy day, I had to goose step through the goose poop on the common to pay my auto excise tax. Well, on motor vehicle issues, when is the LPD going to start bagging motorists on Broadway, heading north, in the right-hand lane to Lowell Street and continuing north? The city could probably make enough money to build another school to take care of all the children that will be living in Lawrence's affordable housing. Please pull agenda item 12517 off the table and lower the speed limit to 20 miles an hour. Last week, at 6:30 a.m., I saw somebody get clocked at 49 miles an hour at the radar unit up the street from my house. I can hardly wait for the motorcycles to start traveling the hill this summer. One last thing. Please stop taking agenda items as emergency. Nothing is that much of an emergency that it can't wait to go through the normal council protocols. As I close, I would like to point out that the capacity of the council chamber is over the legal limit. As always, I thank you for the time.
The next speaker is Kevin Druin. Is it Druin? Is that right?
Kevin.
Name and address, please, for the record, sir.
Kevin Druin, 37 Farnham Street. 2 years ago, I sponsored, I'm a 52-year resident of the city, and I own a home, and I also own a business in the city. 2 years ago, I sponsored a dinner at TMF because I wanted to find out more about the organization and what they do. And over the past 2 years, I've been going ever since, and over the past 2 years, I've noticed that they do much more than provide a plate of food for individuals. We provide resources for individuals. When Mayor DePena came and visited with us, Mayor DePena spoke about giving us the garage, spoke about keeping it clean. One of my favorite times is after the meal, Thursday or Friday morning, and I get a phone call from Michael Gorman. And Mike says to me, Kev, we got 3 women. The night Mayor DePena came, we got 3 women into treatment. Those women, 2 of them went to Worcester, 1 went, I believe, to Lowell. Last week, 2 homeless people, a couple, we got them into a sober living facility in Lynn, Massachusetts, okay? To alleviate a couple concerns, and Mayor DePena's, one of his concerns was cleanliness. Just for the record, my business, I clean things. When someone asks me to sweep something, I don't arrive with a broom. I arrive with a narcotics canine. And if anybody on the council should have a concern that after a TMF meal, something should be discarded, left behind, once the paper plates and forks have been discarded, I'll come through at midnight when everybody's gone with my narcotics certified narcotics canines. I will sweep the Buckley facility 100% free of charge to TMF and free of charge to the city of Lawrence. Another concern you may have is that we attract homelessness. As I stated, we're taking citizens who need resources and are getting resources every Wednesday night from us, be it hand warmers and socks, or be it resources to get into a treatment center. And we're providing that. We are removing homeless from Lawrence's streets, and we are getting these individuals the resources they need to turn their lives around. I'm asking you, the council, to give us the resources, a roof, to provide them with better resources. A month ago, Michael Gorman was given a standing ovation at the Boston Garden for his work. Please give him a standing ovation tonight with your vote.
Sure.
Mayor Gorman. Oh,
Will the clerk please call attendance for Councilor Payano?
Counselor Payano.
Chris Rock.
So just, we're almost done with this. I would just ask that the chamber be in an orderly fashion. We're not looking for applause after everybody speaks. That's one of our rules. We want you to be able to watch what we're doing here this evening. So please just be advised that these are the rules of the council chambers. Please adhere to them. The next speaker is Frederick Diaz.
Good evening, everyone.
Address, please.
Frederick Diaz, 19 Bailey Street, South Lawrence. How you doing, guys? Good evening, councilors. For the last 17 years, the right of the cable subscribers in Lawrence have been violated, and it wasn't done to ignorance, but a lack of interest from the city council. During that time, I've been complaining through the different media that a portion of our cable bills goes to maintaining the Lawrence Community Access Television supports salaries and equipment. So for every bill that everybody pays here from Comcast and Verizon, they get a percentage. Verizon gives us a percentage. So every year they make $500,600,000. It's been like that for 17 years, all right? They operate Channel 22, the government channel. Channel 99, which is the school committee channel. They operate that. And Channel 8 is the public channel, sorry. I'm explaining it again because most of the people in this community have no idea what it all means. We depend on our elected officials to make sure that our interests are protected, and it has not happened at all. It's been 17 years. We don't know where that money is going. The people that are there, they're not from Lawrence, all right? And we don't have access to it. The news, even politics news, we need to know what's going on. People need to have access. Even the location of that channel is on Exeter Street. Nobody have access to it. Nobody picks up the phone at all. So we need to have access to that. It's our channel for the city. From its creation, LCAT has had only one goal, and that is keeping Laurentians in ignorance of anything going on in the city. This nonprofit is controlled by outsiders from Methuen, and they refuse to account for the lack of local programming. The school channel functions as it should because the school department controls the budget, so they know what it is. Contrary to the government and the community channels that are controlled by LCAT. This government channel is a disgrace. The audio and visual transmission space reviewed to the image outsiders that Lawrence have. LFCT claims that there's no money to buy equipment while they have over $500,000 investments, all right, every year for 17 years. Nobody knows where they're going. The people that are there, they're not from here. We don't have any access to it. I've been patiently waiting since this issue. It was placed in a year ago. It was tabled by the city council. I mean, there's people in this city that are taxpayers that want things to be done. This is not personal, but you guys get elected to serve the community. There's a lot of stuff I know, but the tabling has to stop. We need your answers. We need your help. That's what the politicians are for. It's a service to the community, all right? So that's all that I want to say. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate
Thank you.
it.
The next speaker is Larry, I can't see the last name, starts with B-E-N. Benjamin? Your name and address, please, sir, for the record.
My name is Larry Benjamin of 75 Larchwood in Methuen. About 2016, I moved out here. I was homeless. I just had lost my daughter to cancer. I didn't know anything out here. I didn't know TMF even existed. I met this kid named Michael. He had a huge impact in my life. He showed me that it was more than just a meal. You know, he was available for me on Tuesdays as well as Wednesdays and Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, you know, all week long. And in the time of my life where it was like heavy depression, losing my daughter, I fell to the bottom of the bottle so fast. He was the only person I can count on in the TMF family. And even though that I was out here, I was afraid because my short time being out here, I realized like it was heavy populated with Spanish people. And I was afraid to go and sit down at these meals because I didn't want to sit by myself, to battle in these dark times that I was dealing with. So here I am sitting down and people just, you know, walk up to me, oh, how you doing, how you doing? It was strangers to me. Strangers to me, these are the same people that I can still call on today, I can still talk to. The 10th anniversary dinner, we've seen a lot of them come back through, and it was so amazing that I've actually like grounded, and I've started my own business giving back to the community based off of the love and the resources that they reached out to me. He helped me, he made me want to change my life. He made me want to do better things in my community. He made me want to be a better dad, having a second chance at fatherhood shortly after my daughter passed away. That bus station was a safe haven. It wasn't just a bus station. It wasn't just a free meal. It was family to me. Coming up in DSS custody, that's the only thing that I had to look forward to at a time in my life. and I'm pretty sure that there's other members that's struggling with addiction, depression, homelessness, you know, that rely on the same exact things. And I still go out there to this day. You know, I'm bringing my van I want TMF's art on my van that I go around and feed the homeless with and clothe the homeless with. You know, it's because of the impact of TMF. It sucks that some days that I didn't experience the homelessness when it was the weather like this going to TMF's dinner, but it's a heavy impact, you know, wet shoes, wet socks. Sometimes there's not a lot of socks to go around. It's not shoes for at everybody's availability when their socks and shoes is wet just to come down there to get the TMF experience. So I do hope, and based off of my experience dealing with TMF, that we do get this bus station back, because it was a safe haven for me and it was a safe haven for so many other people. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, sir. The next speaker is Lee Feckenworth. Name and address, please, for the record.
Lee Pickenworth, 34 Cross Street. So you guys are going to be talking about 70/22 about poll workers. We greatly appreciate it as a poll. I'm a poll worker, so we appreciate if you guys vote yes. The only problem I have is during early elections here in city chambers in the parking. As you already heard, two people talking about the parking. Where are they going to park? We've already had the issues going on this year with the parking. So I hope somebody can figure it out. Thank you.
Thank you. The next speaker is Mr. Selak.
Sorry, I'm a little handicapped.
Good to see you again, Mr. Selak. It's been a while.
Greetings, Lawrence City Council and friends. You can put a man on the moon, and GLCAC can put daycare, 7.1 million, which is great. GLCAC, free, they make out income tax for me for free. What an organization. But you can't take care of the homeless. There's a girl, 22 years old, living in the woods. I took care of the common for 15 years. People were dying in the common. I was told to shut up by a former city councilman, and believe me, there's 80 beds at Daybreak, there's 25 at Battered Woman, roughly. We need one in South Lawrence, Mark, because there's 80 people out living, and one of them might freeze to death. And we can have housing with a cop for maybe 50, and we can eliminate it. We can put a man on the moon. We can solve the homeless problem. Believe me. Okay, so Michael Gorman is the nicest man in the world. He could get elected to Congress. Not that he wants to, but he's the nicest guy in the world. He'll help anybody here. He will. If you need help, he'll help you. He's the nicest guy in the world. TMF is Wednesday at 8 o'clock on the bridge where the pizza shop is, okay? Tom Duggan's Bash is Friday at 6 o'clock. No, don't laugh, because this is important. He gets scholarship. Tom Duggan does a great job. He gets scholarship. They'll laugh at me, but why don't you say thank you, Tom, for getting scholarships for your kids. For your kids. He does it for your kids, okay? So don't forget, this is a big thing to me. Lawrence Hyde fundraiser Saturday. This is third annual. And I haven't seen much advertised. We'd like to see you there. It's $25. It's at the Clatter, and it's important to me. Okay, April 14th, the senior center should be open. It's been down for 2 years. 2 years, the senior center, and that's important to me. Is there anything anybody can do about it? Hey, I want to go with my elderly people. I want to have a meal. Can you do something about it? Can you really do something? Tell us. No, I'm going to keep speaking. Oh, yeah. Listen, in Lawrence, I had a lot. St. Patrick's School, I went by there. There's no 10-foot baskets. We need 10-foot baskets for the kids. 10-foot baskets. We don't have a bowling alley. We need a bowling alley. We need a movie theater. And we need a bicycle store. Don't laugh. We don't have it. Don't laugh. We don't have it. We don't have it. we should be doing better.
Thank you, Mr. Selak, and welcome back. The next speaker is Jose Miguel Rodriguez. Jose Rodriguez, are you here? Jose Miguel Rodriguez? Did I mispronounce it? That's what it says. Fine, well, is there somebody in the audience that's willing to help translate? We would be really delighted if somebody could step up. Here we go. Thank you. Name and address, please, for the record, from the gentleman.
José Miguel Rodríguez.
My name is Jose Miguel Rodriguez.
Cuando se escucha, se aprende.
When you listen, you learn.
Cuando se escucha, se puede hacer.
When you listen, then you could do.
Yo soy dueño de apartamento y bombero al mismo tiempo.
I am the owner of the department
Y bombero al mismo tiempo
and the fire department at the
de
same time.
cuidar mis propiedades.
To take care of my property.
Vemos que cuando el Departamento de Inspección del City Hall
We see that when the Department of Inspection from City Hall
encontramos las alarmas eléctricas y de batería desconectadas en las escaleras, habitaciones, monóxido de carbón por los inquilinos.
So when we see that there's missing batteries from all the detectors, and he mentioned a few locations.
Señores miembros de este concilio,
Members of this council,
quiero que ustedes que representan los distintos distritos de esta ciudad de Lawrence
we want you to represent the situations of this area in Lawrence.
puedan aprobar
That you could see
multas a los inquilinos que desconectan las alarmas de fuego.
that you be able to bring correction to those who take the batteries from the alarms, right?
Vemos el informe de los bomberos
And we see the uniforms of the fire department.
en el incendio.
I'm a HUD translator.
Dicen que estaban desconectadas la batería.
They said that the batteries were disconnected.
Ustedes que representan los distritos
You who represent us,
puedan ponderar
you could put, help me people, help me.
la exposición que hoy les pongo a ustedes.
That you'll be able to take action in the position that I present to you today.
Quiero, número 2, neurálgico punto,
My second point,
que vuelvan otra vez los parquímetros de las calles de la ciudad de Lawrence,
to bring the meter officers back to the streets of Lawrence.
porque permanecen los carros en las calles
Because there's many cars in
mucho
the streets
tiempo
for a long
y
time.
cualquier persona
And
que
any
quiera
people
hacer diligencia
that
en
wants-
diferentes instituciones
And anybody that wants to do a delivery in any different locations,
se nos hace muy difícil.
it makes it very difficult.
En ustedes
And you,
está la exposición que le hago para que tengan consideración al respecto.
and I
Gracias.
ask that you just take consideration of this situation. Thank you.
Gracias, caballero.
Yeah, man.
That is it for public participation. Thank you so much. The names and the addresses of the speakers are all part of the record, and we thank everyone for being here.
Excuse me, Mr.
At this point,
I missed the opportunity to sign that. It was missing from here when I came in.
no, we got here after 7 o'clock, so we're good. So it was after 7 o'clock when we got it. So the next item tonight is public hearings. The document is document 24221. Clerk, please read the public hearing notice.
Notice is hereby given that the Lawrence City Council will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, April 5th, 2022 at 7 p.m. at a public meeting of the Lawrence City Council in the City Council Chambers, 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. Pursuant to Chapter 20 of the Acts of 2022, this meeting will be hybrid, allowing participation both in person in the City Council chamber and remotely via Zoom. To receive access codes for remote participation, contact the City Clerk, D. LeBlanc, at cityoflawrence.com at 978-620-3232 or 978-771-6693 prior to the meeting. The purpose of said hearing is to gather testimony, information, and public input concerning the following proposed ordinance for 1-hour parking. be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Lawrence that the revised ordinances of the City of Lawrence are hereby further amended by adding the following new section: 10.36.300, parentheses 1 of the Municipal Code, 1-hour parking, -7 a.m. to 8 p.m., to be inserted in the proper alphabetical order as follows: Broadway, east side, from a point 194 feet south of the intersection with Park Street to a point 214 feet south of the intersection with Park Street. To the extent that there exists any ordinances to the contrary, they are hereby repealed in that respect only. Persons wishing to be heard shall be afforded the opportunity.
The public hearing is now open. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on this matter? Hearing none, the public hearing is now closed. Councilors? Discussion?
You said 1 hour, but it says,
Looking for a motion.
Motion to approve?
Motion to approve by Councilor Vice President, seconded by Councilor Payano. Discussion, Councilor De La Cruz.
you says 1 hour, but it says 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Is there a mistake
Is during between
during that time?
that time window.
Is there anybody who can speak to that? Mr. Rodriguez? Do you have any information?
But based on the information is provided, between 7 to 8 p.m., 7 in the morning to 8 p.m., it's going to be 1 hour parking. Overnight, it's going to be anybody can park for any time.
Thank you.
Any other councilors who wish to speak on this matter? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Council Levy. Council Levy?
She said yes.
Council De La Cruz?
Yes.
Council Payano?
Yes.
Vice President Reyes?
Yes.
Council Rodriguez?
Yes.
Council Del Rosario is absent. Council Selena Reyes? Council Infante?
Yes.
President LaPlante?
Yes, the motion is adopted.
Councilor President.
Council Vice President, why do you rise?
I'd like to take an item out of order.
There's a motion to take a document out of order. What document is it, Councilor?
Actually, it's a new document, and I explain to the council what we are going to do, or what I'm looking for to do so.
What's the number, Council?
The document is on the new business, it's 75-22.
Motion is to take document 7522 out of new business. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Infante. Discussion.
Thank you, Councilor President. Councilor, let me just explain what I'm looking to do with this item. So this item is going to be divided into A and B. So A is just to take it and approve as an emergency tonight. And B is just to send it to the subcommittee, because if we happen to approve it tonight, it's only going to be for 60 days. So they still have to be in front of us. Is that clear? Okay.
It's not clear to me.
It's not clear to you? Okay.
Clear to the chair.
Okay.
So the first one is you're going to look to suspend, you're going to look to make it an emergency.
Suspend the rules. Yes, I'm going to make the motion now.
Well, first of all, we're going to take it out of order.
Yes. So the motion, so she seconded, so it's taken out of order. So you're going to call the
I'm going to
roll.
call it roll in
Okay.
a second, but you were explaining. I wanted to make sure I was clear on the
Yeah,
direction.
so let them pass this roll call, and then I explain to you again.
Any discussion on taking it out of order? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Councilor Infante.
Yes.
Councilor Selena Reyes. Yes. Councilor Del Rosario is absent. Councilor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes. Yes. Councilor Payano.
Yes.
Councilor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Councilor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes. Motion is taken out of order. Is there another motion?
Thank you. The next motion is to suspend Rule 12, declare it as an emergency. No? Second. No, it's a temporary, it's a motion to accept document 7222 and request for temporary use of Buckley Garage to serve for the homeless as an emergency matter because there is an immediate community need must be addressed.
Motion has been made to declare an emergency under the preamble that was addressed, and it's been properly seconded by by Councilor Payano. Discussion?
So the temporary permit limit?
Councilor Rodriguez.
So that you mentioned that it was gonna be a temporary permit
but
for
that's
60
gonna be
days? That's
after
gonna be the
this.
second one?
Yeah, that's
Or
gonna be
this
this.
part? On doing the
I can
discussion?
explain now if you made,
If you wish to explain it right now, you would be in order, because this is all part of the same thing. So
Okay.
we know it's an emergency, that's the motion, but so councilors can have an idea.
This is for emergency. So the reason that we have to divide or split the document in two is because if we pass it as an emergency, it's only going to be valid for 60 days, right? So in 60 days, they don't have permits. So I tried to explain before we make a decision for everybody to be clear. So that's the first motion, to take it as an emergency. The second one, which is the part that we say that we're going to be splitting, is that we still need to send the document down to the committee, but they don't have to resubmit it to us. So it's going to be sent out as a new item. We're just going to continue, send it down. We can send it down now as a ordinance committee.
So it sounds like we want to make this thing into two different items. It sounds like we're going to go through an A and a B. So it looks like the first one is the emergency that you're looking to adopt this evening as an emergency starting immediately, and that would be document, let's call it document 75A. And let's call document 75B the one that's going to be referred, if everything goes like we think it will, to the committee.
Thank you. Yeah?
Okay, so right now, this is an emergency for 75A.
Yes.
The motion is now officially, it is now officially split, and we've done that, and so 75A. So the motion is for 75A, declare an emergency. It's been made, it's been properly seconded. Any further discussion on the matter?
we need to accept it as an emergency, then.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
So motion has been made, 75A has been properly seconded. Any further discussion on the matter? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy,
Yes.
Counselor Dela Cruz,
Yes.
Counselor Payano,
Yes.
Vice President Reyes,
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez,
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent, Counselor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
Counselor Infante,
Yes.
President LaPlante.
No. The motion carries. Carries. Document, what I'm going to do at this point is take document 70, document number 7520B, and send that to the, I'll send that
ordinance.
to the ordinance committee.
Yes.
Now, Counselor,
The motion is to approve document 75A.
motion is to, we don't need that second motion right at this point? Suspend the rule, we need that one?
Time to suspend the rule. Suspend Rule 12A as, and declare the document 75A as an emergency.
So I think the motion is to suspend 75A, to suspend the rules that require us to send down to the committee. We're abolishing that particular rule for this one. The motion's been made. Is there a second by Councilor Piano? Discussion, and are we all clear on what this motion is? Hearing no discussion. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Infante,
Yes.
Counselor Selena Reyes,
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent, Counselor Rodriguez,
Yes.
Vice President Reyes,
Yes.
Counselor Payano,
Yes.
Counselor Dela Cruz,
Yes.
Counselor Levy,
Councilor Levy?
Counselor Levy,
She's not there.
absent. President LaPlante,
No, the motion carries. Now, Counselor, you have the floor for the final motion to adopt.
And approve? 75A. 75A.
Motion's been made to adopt 75A-22. It's been properly seconded by Councilor Piano. Discussion on this matter, on this question.
Yes.
Councilor Rodriguez.
75A will be for the 60 days. Temporary. Yes. No more questions.
Any other comments by members of the council? Seeing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy, Counselor Levy,
She doesn't have signals.
she say yes? Yes.
She said
She
yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
No, motion passes. Is there a motion to recess?
Motion to recess.
Motion made by Counselor Piano, seconded by
Second.
Counselor Rodriguez. Roll call vote. We are not in recess. Yes, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Infante. Counselor Infante.
Infante.
Counselor Infante.
Yes. Yes.
Counselor Selena Reyes. Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Estela
Yes.
Reyes. Counselor Payano. Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes, we're in recess.
Thank you. Thank you.
Councilors, we're looking to get out of recess. Is there a motion to come out of recess?
So move.
Motion made by Councilor Rodriguez, seconded by Councilor Piano. Discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Piano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. Yes. President LaPlante.
Yes, we're now out of recess. Next document is document number.
I need another favor.
Councilor Reyes, for what purpose do you rise?
So another item, 8422, out of order.
There's a motion to take document 8422. The short title of that is, so everybody knows. Okay, that's good. Motion's been made, it's been properly second. Actually, what we should be looking is to take it off to move it forward. So motion's been made. What's the motion? Motion made and properly second. Discussion. Clerk, please call the roll. Yeah, Councilor Piano.
All right. Counselor Infante. Yes. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Piano.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes, now I'm taken out of order. Council Vice President.
So we have to suspend the rule, right? No? Oh, first, the motion is to declare as an emergency. So that's the motion. What's the purpose of the emergency?
yes.
Okay, thank you. You know that I like to speak.
I
Okay.
think I know what the right words are, but
The purpose of the emergency is that this event is going to be held on 4/9, which is going to be this coming Saturday, right? So we don't have any other time to meet before Saturday. What is it?
Procedure-wise.
you have to use a procedure, so just
Okay, the motion is to,
no, so same motion. The reason is
the reason immediate community need that must be addressed. So that's what I have to read?
motion has been properly made, and has it been seconded?
Second.
It's been seconded by Councilor Piano. Discussion? Before we go to a roll call vote, I just want to make one thing clear about this. And we will hope in the future that these kinds of little burps don't arise. This is not the fault of the requester. They properly requested it. Things are improving with the Citizen Serve system, but it's not perfect yet. This was a hiccup. You'll see a lot of other things that are on there. So because of that set of circumstances, to no fault of theirs, because they did the right thing, we unfortunately have to deal with it tonight as an emergency. I just want to make that clear. Councilor Reyes?
I want to mention because they don't delay, they did it on time.
Very good. Thank you, Councilor Reyes. Through no fault of their own, 100% agreed. No other comments on this to declare emergency? Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Piano. Counselor Piano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. Yes. President LaPlante.
Yes. Council Vice President.
Second.
Motion to suspend 12A has been made and properly seconded by Councilor Rodriguez. Discussion on the motion? That's right.
To suspend.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Infante.
No.
Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Piano.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes. Council Vice President.
Motion to approve.
Motions have been made, it's been properly seconded by Councilor Rodriguez. Discussion.
Yes, discussion.
Councilor Rodriguez. Then Councilor Levy.
The question I have, it's not to the applicants, but to the procedure-wise. When they go to each department, to any applicants that apply for permit, on the last page, it says the actual people that signs those applications, or perhaps the application. And on the review for the licensing board, it says that the Lieutenant Justice Cirillo was the one signing it. Why? If the licensing board have a full-time position or job in the city hall, why does he have to sign on that? That's a question that we might don't have today. But I mean, looking. No. It's not a question that we probably don't have at this level. But I mean, eventually, as of why the Lieutenant Cirillo have to sign on behalf of the licensing board. If we have a full-time employee, that actually it's for the purpose of taking care of those matters. I'm not expecting an answer, but I mean, eventually, procedure-wise, I think that we should look into that.
Thank you. Any other comments? Oh, I promised Councilor Levy first. Councilor Levy?
It's just only a question, on this regard. So why on the 9th, not on the 17th? Because Easter is on the 17th.
I did not apply for the permit, but we can ask the applicant to come forward to ask the question, what I will try to do is, as they are looking to come up here. First of all, I just need one name and address for the record, so we have it.
Jose Davila, 35 Common.
Vanessa Spendes, 73 Buxford Street.
Thank you. I'm gonna ask the question just to make it a little bit easier. The question is, why is it on the 7th and not on the following Sunday, right? The 9th, as opposed to the following Sunday. Why the 9th is the question?
Are we going to celebrate it that day? Well, I'm going to travel. I'm going to be out of the city, so I'm the person who's coordinating the event. So, and I know that for that weekend, it's going to be a lot of events of the same one. So what we're going to do 2 events on the same day, so it's better do it earlier.
Councilor Levy, any other questions?
I didn't hear what she said.
Council President?
Councilor Payano?
Thank you, Council President. So I think whatever day the applicants want to choose, like, it shouldn't be us to try to figure out what the best day it is for an Easter egg hunt. If they want to do it in September, that's up to them. So I think I thank them for doing these type of activities, because I think it is important, and the more activities there are in the community, the stronger community we have. So thank you for, I know it's, you guys applied on time, and you're dealing with, the different bureaucratic systems. So I just want to apologize on behalf of the city for all that extra work that you guys have to do when I know that you guys are doing it out of your own time. You're not getting paid for this. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Councilor Levy, maybe I can paraphrase one more time. It might be the microphone. So the reason why is that they have a conflict of some sort was the reason that they were looking for one weekend versus the other weekend. There's a conflict, and then they thought it might be a better weekend because other activities were going on the other weekend. So that's the weekend that they chose. I believe that was the answer that was given. Am I kind of right on that? Okay. Does that help?
Thank you. This is great. This is great activity for the children and everything. That was only for curiosity, that I was asking, because they mentioned Easter, and Easter is on the 19th, not on the 9th. That's why. It was a curiosity, but I thank you for doing this.
Very good. Any other comments by members of the council? Seeing none. Clerk, please call. This is to adopt. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. Yes. President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion carries. Have a very safe and prosperous event next weekend.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
The next set of documents are under the category of resolutions. This is my first time going through this, so with a little coaching from the clerk, I think we'll get through this. Document number 9822 is safety concerns with the Merrimack Valley Regional Transit Authority placed on the City Council agenda by Councilor Del Rosario and Councilor Rodriguez. That resolution will be going to the Ordinance Committee. Next is document 9922, a 15-minute parking at 388 Hampshire Street to support small businesses put on the City Council agenda by Councilor Del Rosario. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. The next is document number 122, Gold Star Family Parking Only Ordinance, placed on the agenda by Councilor Infante. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. Number document 10622, Bohm Street One-Way Tenant Parking Only, put on by Councilor De La Cruz, is going before the Ordinance Committee. And document number 10722, Partham School Children to make February 21st an unofficial Crow holiday, put on by Councilor De La Cruz. That is going before the Ordinance Committee. Somebody do it. I am going, thanks to the clerk, she actually made a very good suggestion. 9822 will be referred to the Public Safety Committee. It makes a lot of sense. Public Safety Committee rather than the Ordinance Committee. So that's it for the resolutions. Now, under the committee on the whole, I'll be looking to the Vice President for the committee reports for document number 6422. Council Vice President.
Councilor President, so from the last meeting that we have as a committee as a whole, we recommended to either send the document down to the committee as a whole. That, right? That's what we did the last time. Oh. And that's a formal motion.
Motion made. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Selena Reyes. Discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Infante. Yes. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion is put on file. The next document, Council Vice President, is document 29321.
Okay, the committee as a whole sent the document 29321 with favor from the mayor's office or from the any department, just to kind of give an answer for no answering the incoming call from any department. So I believe that we have someone from the mayor's office that they can kind of let us in, just to kind of update what they have been done.
So there's a motion to accept a committee report. Let's start
Committee
with that.
report.
Is there a
Second.
second? And it's been seconded by Councilor Rodriguez. Now, the invitation is to Director Spanner, I believe, to address the council. Director.
Good evening, Octavian Spanner, 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. Good evening, Council President and councilors. Indeed, we are aware of for a couple of months now, we did our own assessment in terms of customer service in general in the city. Unfortunately, we have to say that most departments are dealing with their deficiencies. This is the second time that, let's say, before our last department head meeting, the mayor brought it up, and our the mayor's strategy is to hold each department head accountable for the service that is provided in their department. We have requested each department head to appoint the person in their department to answer the phones. I don't want to go deep into the specifics because I think it's not fair to the department heads, and nor is it fair for the morale of staff. But we are aware, we just want to let the council know that we are working diligently in resolving this matter. And it's unacceptable that we have our residents calling and not getting the response that is needed. It's not only outside calls, it's even in between departments. So that's going to be addressed in the next couple of weeks. Any questions?
Counselor,
No, I'm just asking the
counselors
other.
who wish to speak on this matter?
I'll take the floor.
Okay, Counselor Rodriguez.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Council President, to speak on this matter. Mr. Octavian, thank you for the update. I definitely appreciate that you guys are working towards finding a solution that works for the people up there that, you know, don't have the time necessarily to make a phone call, to come to City Hall. Instead, making a phone call is probably the only solution they might have during the day, during lunchtime, or perhaps during the break they have in the afternoon, and not being able to get in touch with the right department. It is extremely frustrated. As a resident of the city of Lawrence, I feel frustrated when I call a department that doesn't pick up. And as a councilor, I need to direct my the phone calls that I do to the city council office for me to be in touch with some departments, which is not the right thing. And it's not fair for others that are not, that doesn't have the same capability that I have. And that's why I put this item on the agenda. The administration, I'm happy that you guys addressed the issue. And I hope that eventually, not right away, but eventually, things get better on that aspect. Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Counselor Dela Cruz.
I would like to say that the operating system, when you dial number 0, I think it has a problem that needed to be, to check on that. Because if you dial the 0, it doesn't take you to the department that you wanted to talk to. It might be something with the telecommunication. It should be, when you call, it should be an information that will direct you to the department that you wanted to call. But the 0 is not doing that at this moment.
Good.
Thank you.
Council Vice President.
Thank you, Councilor President. No, I just wanted to add that this is not a new problem. This has been going on for such a long time. I'm glad that Mayor Brian DePena is doing something just to kind of improve that access, because as one of my colleagues has mentioned it, probably that's the time that someone is taking at the lunch time that is making a phone call, and that costs probably a trip, a necessary trip to the city. But thank you for taking the initiative and putting something together that we, as a councilor, we can pass that message that things is going to change for good or for improvement. Thank you.
Any other counselors? Seeing none. So at this point,
Motion to be placed,
motion
to
put
be
on file.
placed on file.
There's a motion to be placed on file. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Counselor Piano. Any discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor Dela Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. Yes. President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion is put on file. Continuing on with Ordinance and Intergovernmental Relations Committee reports, document number 6522. Madam Chair, excuse me.
Thank you, Council President. Document 6522, that order has been in, Ordinance Committee has been sent out with the favor recommendation to order a public hearing is a delete, handicap parking, delete 66 68 Osgood Street. It has been sent out with the favor recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
Motion's been made and seconded by Counselor Rodriguez. Discussion? It's to order a public hearing. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Infante. Yes. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes. Public hearing has been ordered. Next document is document number 6922. Madam Vice President.
6922, request for use of Campanon Common by Jose Davila Cultural of Puerto Rican, Inc., for the Puerto Rican Parade on 8/21/22 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. It has been sent out with the favor recommendation, and I make that as a formal motion.
The motion has been made.
Second.
It's been seconded by Counselor Estela Reyes. Discussion?
Selena.
Selena.
I'm sorry. Counselor Selena Reyes. My bad. Any further?
You can make it and second it too?
Yeah.
Any further discussions besides the error by the chair? Any other discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy.
She said yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. Yes. President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion carries. At this point, document 7022, I am going to pass the gavel to the Vice President because of a potential conflict of interest.
Thank you. Document, can I get a motion to table document 7022, to table the document?
So moved?
Second. The motion has been made, properly second, to table document 722.
Just discussion?
Discussion, Councilor.
I removed my motion to table. Madam Vice President, can you explain why we
Yes.
should be tabling this document?
Thank you, Councilor Payano. I believe that we all received an email from our city attorney late this afternoon. They are putting something together as a recommendation to complete these documents. So at this point, she wants us to table the document until we have everything that we can put it and order a public hearing after.
Motion to table?
Second. So the motion has been made, properly second. All those in favor?
Aye. Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Oh, actually, yeah, different vote sheet. Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. Yes. And President LaPlante has recused himself.
Thank you. The next document is 7122. It's a resolution recognizing Lawrence High School senior Jordani Bolkett, and has been sent out to approve, and I know that we all signed it. Councilor Payano.
I'd like to make a motion to table.
There's a motion to to approve. It's been seconded by Councilor Payano. Councilor Payano?
I'd like to make a motion to table.
There is a motion to table,
Second.
seconded by the Vice President. Roll call, please.
Counselor Infante. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes. Document 7222, Madam Vice President.
7222 is request to change ordinance at 2.64 to 0.27. Capital Assets Project Manager request by Mayor DePena. It has been sent out with the favor recommendation to order a public hearing. That was a formal motion.
Second.
Motion's been made by the Vice President, seconded by Mr. Payano. Discussion.
We're gonna open the discussion now, or we're gonna?
We're ordering a public hearing.
We're going to order a public hearing.
Hearing no discussion, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Is this to send
To
for?
order a public hearing.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
No.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion carries to order a public hearing. The next document, Council Vice President, 7322.
Request to approve the change to ordinance 2.12.050, Executive Assistant Ordinance 2.12030, Administrative Aid, Special Project, and Ordinance 2.12.040, Administrative Communication and Constitution Service request by Mayor Brian DePena. It has been sent out with the favor recommendation to order a public hearing, and I make that as a formal motion.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Selena Reyes. Discussion. Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Infante. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion to order a public hearing carries. Next are the one housing committee matter. I look to the chair of the housing committee, Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. The Housing Committee met and discussed item 10810 and recommend this item to be sent to the full council with a further recommendation for withdrawal.
Motion's been made. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by the Vice President. Discussion? The chair will actually take a moment to bask in a certain amount of collective glow behind this. As you can see on that, that was a 2010 proposal that I placed many years ago. And the good news, I think all of us have a part to play in this, but the good news is that Stockton Park, if you haven't driven by Stockton Park, councilors, is now in the state of its change. And there was a ribbon cutting ceremony recently that several of us went to. We should celebrate the fact that this part of our gateway will now be addressed. And so sometimes we have to wait, maybe 12 years, but sometimes we get there. And so I'm pleased to see that this item is no longer necessary. So if there's no further comment on this, I'll ask the clerk to call the roll.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. President LaPlante.
Yes. Are there any tabled matters that any counselor wishes to take off this evening? I'm not hearing anybody or seeing anybody looking to take any documents off the tabled matters, which will bring us back down to new business. We've already dispensed with 7522, so we'll continue with 7622. A request for approval of annual application to HUD for a CDBG grant and home grant and ESG grant. That was put on by Susan Fink, and that's going to the Budget and Finance Committee. The next is document 7722, in order to expend grant funds of the Lawrence Cultural Council grant of $3,000, and that is going to the Budget and Finance Committee. The next document is document 7822, handicap parking at 48 Juniper Street. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. Next is document 7922, handicap parking at 24 Belmont Street. That's going to the Ordinance Committee. Document 8022, handicap parking 429 High Street is going to the Ordinance Committee. Document 8122, a do not park sign at 50 Willow Street. That's going, I'm not sure why it's phrased like that. We just have no parking, but that's going to the Ordinance Committee. Document number 8222, another do not park sign, and I think that will be corrected out of the Ordinance Committee, right? At 50 Willow Street, that is going to the Ordinance Committee. The document 8322, a junk dealer license, Auto Recyclers Group, LLC, that is going to the Ordinance Committee. We've dealt with the 8422. 8522 is the Christmas lighting at O'Neill Park. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. Number 8622, Family Tracking Field Sport Day on May 21st at O'Connell Park. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. Document 8722, Raining in the Valley on 8/19 and 8/20 at the Campagnone Common. That's going to the Ordinance Committee. Will someone please say what the next phrase on 8822 is for me, please?
To read it?
Please read it for me so I don't embarrass myself. That,
25.
I got the rest.
Well, I don't think you want me to read only a portion.
Oh, very thorough. That's going to the Ordinance Committee, where more thoroughness will be probably involved. 8922, Autism Awareness at O'Connell Park. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. 9022, Earth Day, Campagnone Common on April 30th, and that's going to the Ordinance Committee. 9122, La Fiesta, I'm going to give it a shot. Del Fiesta del Barrio Block Party Splash Park on June 4th is going to the Ordinance Committee. 9222, United Way Community Baby Shower at the Campagnone Common on May 7th is going to the Ordinance Committee. 9322, Puerto Rican Pride Parade and Festival at the Campagnone Common is going on that's August 7th. That's going to the Ordinance Committee. The 9422, Preach the Lord Word, April, I'm not sure what that means, April or December of 2022. There's several different locations at O'Connell Park, at Immigrant Place, at Reviendo Park, Nina Scarrito Park, Azika Quinones. There's several people who put on the agenda. That's going to the Ordinance Committee. 9522, Esperanza Academy Graduation Ceremony, Campagnone Park. That's on June 11th. That is the Ordinance Committee. 9622, Preach the Word of God, May through August, at a variety of different parks. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. 9722, Handicap Parking at 110 Auburn Street. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. Document number 10122, amend Rule 15, a question in possession of the council, put on by Councilor Rodriguez. This is out of order. According to Rule 25, 2 signatures are required to put something, a rule change. The chair will allow that to be cured this evening if we have a second. If somebody, 2 people sign it, we can certainly put it in order.
The email went to 2 councilors that are willing to sign.
So if 2 people sign it, that will be in order. So we can, if you can do this now, or you can pull.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both are out of that, and document number 10322 is also out of order, but that can be easily cured this evening, and I expect that it will be before, I finished this. Next is document number 10322, request to change ordinances, 212060, the scheduling secretary, ordinance 2.12, 0.0, a receptionist position, ordinance 2-12-090. That is, one more, program coordinator for economic development, and 2-104-060, the human rights executive director. That is going to the ordinance committee. I believe we all got an email for 10422, the appointment of Jorge Jaime as Director of Public Works. The mayor has asked that we withdraw that, so that is no longer on our agenda for withdrawal. The next document is document 10522, reclassification of the Chief Administrative Officer position. That is going to the Ordinance Committee. Document 10822, SEIU Local 888, Supervisors and Administrative Union Collective Bargaining Agreement, funding approval. That is going to the Budget and Finance Committee. Next is document number 10922. This is a request for a resolution establishing language for the RFP and RFQ. I think what the mayor is looking to do is to partner with the council to craft some sort of either probably an order or an ordinance, depending on how this is going. And this is that desire. So that will be going to the Ordinance Committee. Document number 11022, council comments to the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's canal license that I put on the agenda. That is going to the Committee on the Whole. Document number 11122, council comments to the Massachusetts Historical Commission on the canal license. That is also going to the Committee on the Whole. Councilor Rodriguez, do you have those two matters signed? Oh, you got it? You got them? Okay. So we have two matters that are signed. So document number 10122, amending Rule 50 and a question of position of the council. That will be addressed at the next full city council meeting. And document number 10222, add Rule 26, parliamentary authority. That also will be going. We'll be discussing at the next full city council meeting. Now, after saying all that, we have committees. Before we get there, we have a Committee on the Whole that's going to be meeting on Monday. The Committee on the Whole will be dealing specifically with the FERC license and the canal letters. We also are going to be dealing with LCAT. There was some discussion earlier this evening. That's two, and we might deal with if the Harvard Jim Karras thing, that might come up as well on the money. So it's two, maybe three items. I'm looking for Councilor Levy at this time. Councilor Levy, you wish to have the floor?
President, yes, I would like to request by the City Council or the City of Lawrence to appear at the next Committee of the Whole meeting on Monday, April 11, 2022 at 7 p.m. 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. to answer questions for council relating to the LCAT. So I'm looking to Thomas Spitaleri, who is the LCAT board president. Also, I'm looking for Michael Garrigy, the LCAT board treasurer, and Joseph Bella, LCAT director.
So there is a request before the council to invite those three individuals to the Committee of the Whole meeting on this upcoming Monday. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Rodriguez. Discussion? Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll on this request.
Councilor Levy.
Yes.
Councilor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Councilor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Councilor Del Rosario is absent. Councilor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Councilor Infante. Yes. President LaPlante.
Yes. That request will be sent out to those individuals. Thank you, Councilor Levy. Councilor Levy, do you wish to maintain the floor? You have it. Go ahead.
Okay, there are two requests more. Thank you, Council President. So to appear before the next Committee of the Whole meeting on Monday, April 11, 2022 at 7 p.m. 200 Common Street, Lawrence. To answer questions from the council related to the LCA, I would like to have Mark Yanello, who is the Chief Administrator and Finance Officer. I do this as a motion.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? Seconded by Councilor Payano. Discussion. Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Infante. Yes. Counselor Selena Reyes. Yes. Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes. The motion carries. Councilor Levy.
Council President, through you, I would like to ask also by the City Council of the City of Lawrence to appear before the next committee of the court meeting on Monday, April 11, 2022 at 7 p.m. 200 Common Street, Lawrence, Mass. To answer a question from the council relating to the LCAP. Information to be requested to Raquel Ruano, the city attorney.
Motion's been made and properly seconded by Councilor Payano. Discussion. Hearing none, clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Selena Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Infante. Yes. President LaPlante.
Yes, the motion carries. At this point, I'll be asking, so we have a Monday meeting committee on the whole, 7 o'clock. Budget and Finance Committee.
Budget and Finance will meet 7 p.m. on Wednesday.
There's no personnel? I don't think, we were going to have it, but now it's been withdrawn, so there's no personnel, right? Or personnel? Ordinance Committee?
First time ever that we don't have anything at the ordinance committee, but I'm going to have a meeting anyway next Tuesday at 7.
7 o'clock Ordinance Committee. Housing Committee?
I don't believe we have any item on housing. On safety, we have one item. You guys want to meet on Wednesday? Yeah, we can do Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Public Safety is Wednesday at 6 p.m. So we have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday meetings for our various committees next week. That's it for business this evening. Is there looking for a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made by Councilor Payano. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Selena Reyes. Any discussion? Hearing none. Clerk, please call the roll.
Counselor Infante. Counselor Selena Reyes. Yes. Counselor Del Rosario is absent. Counselor Rodriguez.
Yes.
Vice President Reyes.
Yes.
Counselor Payano.
Yes.
Counselor De La Cruz.
Yes.
Counselor Levy.
Yes.
President LaPlante.
Yes, we are adjourned. Thank you, councilors.